In a previous lesson, we discussed creating new publications in Publisher. So creating a new blank publication like you see in front of me here, or creating a new publication that's based on a template where a lot of the work is done for you ahead of time and you're responsible for getting the content in. Well, what happens when you have an existing publication that you want to go back to and work on, or perhaps somebody's given you a publication either by email or on a CD, for example, and you need to get at that publication? Well, let's talk about opening existing publications. There is a couple of different ways to do this. You'll see what I mean. We have an open button right here on the toolbar, and that's going to launch our open dialog box. If we go up to the file menu up here and give it a click, you'll see open also appears here. The keyboard shortcut for open is Control O. So any one of those three will bring you to the open dialog box. So go ahead and click it. Now it's a matter of navigating to the location of the publication you wish to open. So those of you who are premium subscribers or you've bought the CD, you'll have access to the exercise files. You'll navigate to those. Mine are here in Documents. There's my Publisher folder. I double click it. I'll double click my Lesson 2 folder to see what's in there. I've got 3 different business cards, and business card 2A is the one I want to open. Now here's what I was talking about, 2 different ways as well. Down below, with a business card selected, business card 2A selected, I could come down here and click on Open. But you'll notice there's a drop-down arrow as well, and I want to talk to you about that too. Clicking the drop-down arrow shows you that you can open the publication, which means it'll be sitting on your screen and you can work on it, make changes, save those changes, and of course do anything else like send and print and all of that stuff. Open Read Only, though, is a handy option if you wish to preserve your original. So if you wanted to take your original, make changes to it, but save it as something different, you would have to remember to do that using Save As. We'll talk about that later. Or to prevent any accidents, you can click Open Read Only. And what will happen is you'll open up the publication. You'll go in there and you'll try to make changes to it. And as soon as you try to save, Publisher will say, no, you can't. It's read only. You have to give it a new name or a different location, and that way you'll preserve your original. So if you want to avoid those kinds of mistakes, use Open Read Only. We're not too worried about that here, so we're going to click Open, which will open up our publication, which happens to be a business card as it was titled. So you can see that it's a different layout. We've got our organization name up here, some personal information. We've got a logo in here as well. So we've opened up our publication, and now we could start working on it. When we're done with a publication and we're ready to close it up, so we can close down Publisher and turn off our PCs, there's a couple different ways to close as well. Now, if I look up here in the top right corner, I have a close button. For those of you who are not using Windows Vista and you're used to previous versions of Publisher, you're used to seeing a close button to close the application, and then below it somewhere a close button for closing the publication, but not the entire application. You don't see that anymore. And in Windows Vista, if I move my mouse pointer down here to the Vista taskbar, you can see that I've got Business Card 2A opened here. And if I wanted to close it but keep Publisher open, then I wouldn't come up here and click this close button. So what I want to do is go to File and choose Close from here. Keyboard shortcut is Control F4. When I do that, I will close my publication, but Publisher stays open, and you can see it's as if I just launched it brand new with the Getting Started screen showing up right here. Now, if you've got other applications or other publications open, I'm going to go back to Business Card 2A here. I can open up a recent publication, and I'm going to create a new blank one as well. Now when I go up to the top right corner and I click this close button, I'm only going to be closing this instance of Publisher, which is my new blank presentation. I'm going to go back down to my taskbar here and see that I've got 2 instances of Publisher running at the same time. So if I close this, it does close up my publication, and I'm automatically taken to my other publication, which is my business card. If I were to come up here and click Close Now, this being the only instance of Publisher, I would close the entire application. So keep in mind you can use your close button, but if you don't want to close up Publisher, go up to the File menu and click Close from there. So that covers opening and closing. We're ready to move on.